Okay, hot take. Science is objective. Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Margolin, and I have a PhD in cognitive and sensory processes, and I've been teaching research methods and running my own research lab for almost 2 decades. Welcome to In Plain Science, my series where I pull back the curtain on all things science. So what do I mean when I say science is objective? I mean that when we look at it, we're not inserting our opinion into the observed outcome. Okay, so it is not subjective the way that art and dance and food are subjective, where it really matters what our opinion is. With science, it doesn't matter what our opinion is. The information is going to come to us without an opinion. It can actually be really difficult to do this, particularly when we're dealing with human subjects research, because there's people involved, right? And so we have to do something called operationalize the definitions. And what that means is make it very clear and measurable so that anyone who looks at it knows what we mean. Okay, so for example, let's say we want to measure aggression in preschool children, right? What I deem to be aggressive behavior might be different than what you deem to be aggressive behavior. And so I need to now, as the researcher, operationalize what we mean when we say aggression. Do we mean kicking, hitting, biting, punching? Do we also mean yelling? I might mean that, but you might not mean that. So we need to make that very clear. So then when we've made this clear, now we can clearly, objectively measure how many times the child kicked, hit, punched, bit, right? And we're not saying acted aggressively because that's open for opinion. We don't want opinion. We want overt, observable, measurable. Okay, the same thing could hold true when we talk about toxins, right? How much of a chemical do we need for it to be a toxin? Define it, operationalize it, measure it. And when we draw our conclusions, they're going to be based on those operational definitions. So if maybe we implemented something in that aggressive classroom to minimize that aggression, right? Now we can maybe see the change after we implement. We can count how many instances of hitting, kicking, biting, punching that happened before that implementation of whatever program we gave, and how many of those instances happened after. And we'll talk more about that kind of comparison in a future episode. But that allows us to objectively see if what we're doing matters without our opinion and keeping it objective. If you found this helpful, please share and make sure you follow along for another episode of In Plain Science.